So it's been about a little more than a week since Destiny Rising has launched globally, and all I have to say is, wow. It has been a long time since I've played Destiny content, let alone a Destiny game in general, that has captivated me quite like this game has. I finally got to level 80 2 days ago, and have unlocked so many more activities that were hidden from the activities page. I've gotten to do the incredibly impressive raid, and while it's a little simple by Destiny standards, for it not only being this game's first raid, but a raid developed by a completely different studio, that deserves some praise, even if it does take some inspiration from other raids. People still don't know how to do the Crota Bridge Encounter in 2025, but moving on. I've unlocked Calamity Ops, a 3-man activity that puts you against other teams of the same rank, where your objective is to complete a specific strike with the highest score possible, in the fastest time. The faster you go, the higher your score, and if your score is high enough, you'll be eligible for a rank up and advance to the next stage, offering even more rewards, but an even higher light level requirement. The Expanse, a 40 level version of the Singularity Chaos mode, which gets stupidly more difficult as you progress, and if you die, you start back from the very beginning, losing all of your progress, with rewards being some of the highest tier materials and items you can find in the game at the moment. Daily Legendary Campaign, which allows you to play as your other friends' light bearers if yours doesn't meet the minimum required light level. Heroic Gauntlet Blitz, which is basically the precursor tutorial for the raid, but it offers substantial rewards and a challenge to boot. Heroic Strikes, the mentorship program. I fished even more and now have an exotic emote that shows off any fish I select that I've captured. Played even more shifting gates and have finally unlocked the Acclaim system, which if you don't know, is the next step of leveling, along with your personal account level and light level. Leveling up your Acclaim not only rewards you, but if you get to Acclaim 10, you unlock even more activities and rewards to chase. And all of this is before Season 1 begins, which will add even more content as well as 2 new characters. And by the time this video is out, Season 1 should have already launched. NetEase has done a fantastic job with giving people reasons to log into Destiny Rising every day, always offering something new to do and loot to chase. Even if right now there aren't that many guns to chase after, but the amount of perks and customization you can do to your guns is actually insane. Now, what has Destiny 2 been up to as of late? Oh dear god. Well, Ass and Irony released in a completely broken state, and they showed off the Star Wars inspired DLC which looks more like Star Wars than Destiny, although the lightsaber and blasters are badass. But it's extremely pathetic that once again some members of the community have this mindset of this is a make or break DLC. Newsflash fellas, most other games don't have this hamster wheel problem of guessing if a DLC is going to be good or not. They actually deliver the content we want instead of milking us dry. Speaking of milking our wallets dry, get a load of this shit. They finally released the Taken armor set and the Taken shader, something people have been begging to earn in game for years. But no, it's locked behind the Eververse store like usual, with the Taken shader being $20. You know what I can buy with $20? Hollow Knight Silksong. I'm not spending $20 on a shader when I can buy arguably one of the best games of the year. Screw you. Okay, enough about the train wreck that is Destiny 2 for now. Let's get back to Destiny Rising. Just my little friendly reminder that if you haven't already, you can play Destiny Rising on an emulator officially supported by NetEase on the Destiny Rising website. It's literally as simple as downloading it and choosing where it goes. So go do it already, I promise you won't regret it. No, I'm not sponsored by this game, and no, I'm not making any money off these videos. I just genuinely believe that you should give this game a try if you've been burned out of Destiny 2. It is genuinely that fun, and as of right now, it actually rewards your time and effort just for playing. But with everything I've said, where does Destiny Rising and Destiny 2 Ash and Iron leave the franchise at this current moment in time? Well, in all honesty, it's in a pretty weird state, I'd say. It's like an episode of The Twilight Zone where a mobile game made by a Chinese studio is somehow more enticing than the AAA experience provided by American devs. Not to mention this studio was bought out for billions of dollars. I bet Sony's really regretting that purchase. I mean seriously, it doesn't even feel like Bungie gives a shit about Destiny 2 anymore, and their entire focus is on Marathon. Which, by the way, is looking to be a total disaster if you've been keeping up with the news lately. And that brings me back to Destiny Rising. In their first attempt with the game's global launch, and just the base content alone, it really does feel like NetEase understands what makes Destiny Destiny. To show you just what the hell I'm talking about, I'm going to show you the final mission of the main campaign for Destiny Rising. If you haven't played Destiny Rising yet, and you don't want to get spoiled, I'll link some timestamps down in the description below. I would probably consider this to be your warning. So the final mission for Destiny Rising is definitely a special one, and I gotta say, wow. If this studio can keep delivering content like this regularly, I think we'll be eating pretty good for a while. And yes, you get to play as Wolf's ghost Zev for this mission, where the game turns into sort of a stealth game where you need to escape the facility without getting caught. And while I absolutely love this part, this isn't the main thing I want to focus on, but rather this part that is just a little bit after the Zev mission, which leads into the final boss fight.
Come, young light. What you see before you is a dream constructed by my consciousness and the cage that holds me. Long have the Scions and their technology imprisoned me here. But if you eliminate them, I may aid you.
Okay, to say I wasn't expecting this part is definitely an understatement, because wow. After having the campaign pretty much tease the role of the Sentinels almost the entire time, you finally get up close and personal with them, and holy hell are they tall. And considering this is the one that was found in the Red Sea Rift, I can only imagine how huge the Ahamkara was that killed this thing. I don't know, man, maybe because I'm just a sucker for gigantic mechs, with Titanfall being my favorite franchise, I was pretty much already set on this part. And while this part alone is incredible, what this leads into afterwards is even better.
He told his soldiers to leave you to him. He wants a one-on-one duel. He says you're a worm. And he says you will beg for mercy.
Alright, Saladin, I get the idea.
Yeah, that giant head in the background belongs to the Sentinel, and what they were trying to do is they were trying to weaponize it for their own gain. So you know, Cabal just doing Cabal things. And to be honest, I thought this was just going to be a normal boss fight to end the campaign, but about halfway through, that definitely changes, and you'll see what I mean.
One last time, young light. Succeed where we have failed. Become the new guard of humankind. By might and mission, I now bequeath it unto you. Until we meet again in the light.
Let's put an end to this.
I mean, are you kidding me? I wasn't expecting this. The Sentinel giving you its power to turn you into a miniature Sentinel? That is insane. Or, you know, as Wolf would describe it, where he drops the famous line,
Of garbage. That warmonger isn't leaving this place alive.
Is it a little over the top and on the nose? I mean, yes, but come on. I mean, between the music and the scenery and the actual combat itself, this is probably one of the best vanilla launch campaigns Destiny has ever had. Then again, it's not exactly hard to beat Destiny 1's launch campaign as well as the Red War. But in all honesty, this is a phenomenal final mission and a pretty nice way to round out this pretty decent campaign. And I'm excited to see what other content NetEase has in store, because if it's of this quality consistently, then this is probably going to be my go-to for Destiny for a long while, as crappy as that is to say. But now I want to hear from you guys. What do you think of the overall campaign, if you even bothered to play it, or if you just skipped through most of it, which I don't blame you if you did. But now I have one more question for you guys that is probably going to be in a video at some point, and that's how many times have you heard the phrase, "This is a make or break DLC for Destiny"? Because I'm pretty sure I've heard this exact same phrase ever since Forsaken, and this is not a good mindset to have for this franchise. Let me know down below, and I'll be sure to check it out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.